Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. This week we'll preview the Baylor Bears from Waco, Texas, the home of Dr. Pepper. By the way, guys, before we even start, look what came in the mail yesterday. My season ticket package. Now, this does not include the road game against the aforementioned Baylor Bears, but we'll preview that game next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away! Boomer Sooner to you, everybody. My name's Harry James. The championship November continues for our Sooners. 2 road games, 2 home games. The first of the 2 road games is on the road at Baylor. The Bears of Baylor. That is McLean Stadium, where last year the Bears, game over 500 with a 7-6 overall record in Waco. That was their 4 wins and 5 losses in the Big 12. Finished them 5th in the league. They tied with a 4-5 record with the TCU Horned Frogs. And, well, the defensive prowess of TCU helped the Frogs win the head-to-head match in Waco 16-9. Though they did lose that game to TCU, that doesn't mean that they were left out of a bowl. They did get that bowl, and they beat Vanderbilt out of the SEC in that bowl. That was the Texas Bowl, which they won 45-38, did the Bears. Now, as a Sooner fan, what do you look for from the big, bad, scary Baylor Bears returning from last season? Well, starting quarterback, they've always got a good quarterback. In recent times at Baylor, and nothing is different here. This time around, it's number 12, Charlie Brewer, who passed for 3,019 yards last season, to go with 19 touchdowns and just 2 handfuls. That's 9 interceptions. His longest pass of the year, 75 yards. He averaged 232.2 yards per ball game in the air last season in 13 games. That's what they do. Passing the ball. Running the ball is John Lovett. He's number 27. And you go down the roster to number 26, and you find Jermichael Hasty. He also led the team in rushing. We'll start with John Lovett, 27 John Lovett. $1.09 on the carry bar. 109 carries to go with 573 yards on the ground. 6 touchdowns. 75 was his longest run of the year. He averaged 47.8 yards per rush last season in 12 games. For Jermichael Hasty, that's 39 carries for him, 470 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. That's 54 yards for a long for him. His longest run was 39.5 yards, and he played in 11 games last season. So As far as receivers for Charlie Brewer to look for, there's a plethora of these guys, as well as quarterbacks in the past. Nothing changes here either. 15, Denzel Mims. Remember him from a couple years ago in Waco? Sooner fans? Pretty sure you do. As well as number 14, running right down the roster. 14 is Christopher Platt. We'll start with Mims. 15, Denzel Mims. The end of last season finished with 55 catches to go with 794 yards in the air, 8 touchdowns that is, to go with a long catch of 55 yards. And last year he averaged 66.2 yards per ball game in the air last season in 12 games. So Brewer also has 14 Chris Platt to look for. Not the actor Chris Platt, but the wide receiver Chris Platt at the end of last season. 36 catches, 511 yards in the air, just a single touchdown. His longest reception, 45 yards, and averaged 39.3 yards in the air per ball game receiving last year in 12 games. So that's the plethora of offensive characters that they're going to have to mess with for Oklahoma and Alex Grinch. But that doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts and the quarterback for Oklahoma and the offense don't have to score. Trying to stop them from scoring, that's the job of number 44, Clay Johnson, who we'll talk about in a sec, as well as number 14, Christopher Miller, the safety. We'll start with the big linebacker. Number 44, Clay Johnson. At the end of last season, 99 tackles. A tackle short of 100 last season. But yet, however, no fumbles recovered, fumbles forced, or interceptions for the big linebacker, number 44, Clay Johnson, who played last year in 12 games. Also playing in 12 games last year, 14, Christopher Miller. 67 tackles for him last year. Forced a fumble and recovered a fumble last year. 0 interceptions for the safety from last season, and did all of that in 12 games. That's the players. What about the coach? Well, that is the job of Matt Rhule, who rules the day. Also ruled in Temple back in 2013 to 2016 is when he was the head coach at Temple, before he accepting the job in 2017 at Baylor. Coaching record. 76 games for the young stud out of Penn State. 1997 grad from Penn State, Matt Rhule. But does have a 36-40 record. That's 47% winning clip. Bowl record, 1-2. That's right at 33%. Dead even, 33. 3. As many threes as you want to put in there. 1-2 in the contests of bowl records in 3 attempts. Only missed bowl eligibility once per team. Missed it in 2016, which was his first year at Temple, and 2017, which was his first year at Baylor. Now, in 2014, they did end up in Temple with a 6-6 record, which is bowl eligible, but did not receive an invite. But hey, they were eligible. Division titles in A for Baylor. Of course, after the divisions were defunct and they became conferences. One true conference, one true champion is what the joke was back in the day, if you will. They had 2 conference championships to add to that bracket. They added one in 2013, which was the one outright. They ended it outright with Art Briles. Outright title, swept the season. 2014, though, wasn't as easy. They did lose a game that season, as did TCU lose a game that season in 2014. But Baylor and TCU both won the conference, but Baylor won the head-to-head contest, earning Baylor the college football playoff or the New Year's Six invite. BCS invite, which they did get. College football playoff would come a year later. All right, guys, that will wrap it up for this week. Next week, the home finale against those aforementioned TCU Horned Frogs. That's coming up next week. But for this week and for watching the Baylor preview, I thank you. You can watch my Baylor preview and all the rest of my previews on YouTube. Boomer Sooner 1982. They're on there. They're also on my Facebook page, Harry James Taylor, and on my Twitter, @HypeManHarry. All right, guys, speaking of Hype Man Harry, real quick, don't forget to catch out my blogs. I let a blog out every single day, or at least I try to, so keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for my videos. That should about do it. See y'all next week for the TCU preview. Until then, everybody have a great week, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.